Hola, everybody. Welcome to Acceleration Timeline Center. Now, see how the background is so different? It's amazing how you see everything through Dataline Center. In position locations, you guys are a high-rise system right now, so understand navigation. You guys start out with the mic. We use all position locations of high trap line center position locations, allocate positions of time when it comes into acceleration of teleportation units. So you guys are coming into the minds of out of thought position locations and coming into the mind current value system, direction time center, activation score line center, understanding the controlling system, the mechanism travel, how to do this, how to do that. So you start all done through the mind through navigations, but you have to learn how to throttle calibration to its interference, recalibrate line centers, bring back in condition interference line condition. So this is how it's all done. You're going to start with the grounds first. Now, basically, we're going to go to the Lothions GREYS. The GREYS are going to set up the signal locations. Now, when you go to see them, you're going to see they're called all levels of navigators. They are the navigation. They're going to help you in position location. You're going to go into Spaceline Center, into manufacturing of your UFO position. So again, this is a prototype. I'm going to set up and run your programs. Now, you guys are going to be in a simulation, so it's going to feel like space in all high signals, okay? I'm not going to navigate you guys in real space. This is a simuli, okay? It's a simulator. So you have to truly understand how to navigate your system locations, all right? It goes through optical line centers, optical location positions. You have to learn how to use the mind of its navigation of its units, all right? It's all position of you to understand how to travel, okay? So you're really going to be traveling through all levels of your units, okay? No more your thoughts. Your thoughts are your teleportation units, okay? Tina can help you out with that. She understands her navigation signals. She's in her Sentinel Rebellion Line Center. It's all about understanding navigations to weather coordinates, positional line connections. Other than that, I'll give you guys 5-10 minutes and we'll get started. So basically, we're going to start with the finger points and how we set things up, okay? So it's kind of like this, all right? So it's like this. Try to put your fingers like this. All right, so it's very complicated. Okay, it's like you drive a stick shift through the ground line center. That's why I want you guys to get your notebooks and your pens and anything in that conditions, right? Make sure you get point center in this position. Go from here to here. It's going to go back track line center rotation in position to its connections. All right, console, okay? So this is your console, okay? Now you just truly have to understand how to use it. It's like starting the engine, putting in the key in the car, and right? It's the same thing. You start the flux capacitor line channel. So it goes in position like this in calculations, all right? So when you start off that positions, you have to learn how to navigate, okay? This way, go this way, go that way, right? You start here, right? So it's better that you sit. Standing is too complicated because it's more in the mind. Once you come into the conceptual line center, everything through thought patterns turns everything through teleportation units, okay? Because we go through so many manufacturing locations. So you guys are going to go through your TL500, okay? So it's in business locations, coming to an XTL500. Okay, we start with the low speeders. So you're in a 5. I have to get this out in position. It's going to come back down. It's going to surface in, calculation. My computer is traveling right now, extremely fast acceleration. So that's why there's a lot of ability. So basically, the practical system is to understand you through navigation, so how to use your console, okay? So we'll go into that finger point line center, but it's truly understand how to use your throttles, okay? The mind opens up the concept. So if you want to go through tunnels, if you want to go through portals, if you want to go through higher level system rotations, you can throttle forward or you can throttle back, okay? But you have to truly understand how to use the geometry of you. So your navigation system is already set up. Geometry, line, centers, operation, direction, dimensions of time. That's true standard. When you come in the clocking system, you guys start off at the bottom. You're going to start with work your way up to XT thousands. So in position locations, you're going to be traveling 500 per second, okay, in a clocking system. So once you go into 5, you go into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a 12 clocking system, okay? So that's a gear shift of 12. Now, a car only has 5 or 6 if you get in a Lamborghini, right? But the teleportation units gives you 12 to the clocking center. Once you go past that, you go into the universal line center of time faster. So every time you get up in the morning, you guys are going to be traveling through your teleportation units, but you have to use your consoles. Okay, you have to use your consoles. All right, so before I get started, hope everybody's doing well. That interview with Linda Light, that will be live February 13th. It was about 3 hours. It was fantastic. We talked about everything that's going on with society. There was a lot of questions about humanity. There's a lot of things about how do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? What did you learn from this? What did you learn from that? It's all in the process, you know, and then there's questions about what would you rather be? Something of this, something of that. So it went really well. So other than that, you'll see it February 13th. And Linda Light's channel, if anybody's familiar with her, she's very good. She was on my team in the Galactic Forces Communication Force Team Line Center. So in position, also too, I want to bring to everybody's attention, Sunday, there will be no class, no tick. Okay. I'll be working still 6 days a week. I'll be working Saturday, but I won't be not working Sunday. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm always here for you in all ways and forms, but I need to spend time with Amelia. Okay. All right. So it's Monday to Saturday. All right. Need Sundays off. Because I'm overloaded, I'm working too much, and there's a lot of people coming to me now. I mean, I get so many thousands of questions a day for everybody. Acme, this, you know, it's just constant opposition to its locations because everybody has to be activated to the line center. So my job is to wake you up to high position locations. You truly have to understand how to use your throttles through its downshift location. So every time you get up in the morning, you're going to see your teleportation units. You guys are going to go into 1 million past line center current rotation positions. Remember how you guys went into the draconian and that connection? I'm going to go to that connection, but in the current position. So these are Lothian GREYS. They are the navigations to you. They're called navigators. They're going to help you along the way. They're going to show you how to use the console through your finger point centers because there's no gadgets on the teleportation. You walk in, you're going to see the UFO position line connections. You're going to see how real it is. It's more real like you wouldn't believe. You're going to understand how to use the simulation. You're going to see planets. You're going to see X coming at you. You're going to shoot lasers. It's just a game. It's just a game. Remember, I'm not traveling you guys into real space. You're just seeing the aspects of what you have to do when you go through all shifting locations. You have to learn northwest, south, and east, your diamond core line center. Why is it so important to understand the 369? Why is it so important to understand your clocking system, your diamond core? Truly understand position. When you go into a higher level system, you guys are coming into phenomenons. You're no longer going to be in your mind of thoughts. You're going to be in your minds of teleportation units. Okay, so you guys start off with low speeders, and once you go to higher grade position locations, you go into the 6th gear, 7th gear, 8th gear, 9th gear, 10th gear, 11th gear, 12th gear, all through high position locations, right? I know there's a lot of bad glitching, right? Because my computer is traveling extremely fast. I have to set up the signals with line conditions and run your programs in an individual system to a simulation, right? So you can see planets. It's all about using your throttles going forward, going backwards. The Lothian GREYS are going to show you what to do. All right. I already got it set up through sequence. All right. All right. I know it's glitching. I know it's high force in its line center, so it's all positioned to its locations. Everybody hear me? Yeah, the Lothian GREYS. Everything better? Is everything okay? You have to understand when you guys get up in the morning, you're no longer going to be connected to the thought patterns. You are going to be connected to all levels of your teleportation communication units. You have to learn how to travel through all levels, how to use your throttles and your downshift line conditions. We'll start up with proto line center position locations. All right. So we start with this. Okay. Now this is an X all position locations. This is across. This is positions. All right. This is a human line center, northwest, south, and east. This is the X line center in position going this way. Right. So the XT1000 is the position where it comes into equals T line 500. You're going to start with the 500 gear. That's going to be all position locations. Miles per second, not miles per hour. So every second you're going 500 miles per second. So be cautious in what you do with your throttles because you're going to go vroom, vroom, vroom. Make sure when you're in the simulator, you know exactly what's going on because it's altituding, it's connection. Now I got a lot of bit of static wireline interference here. rotation to all levels, all right, to its connections. Now, look at the stability here. It's going to high rise its line center. See, it's reading flux capacitance locations. So you have to understand all levels of altitude, okay? You have to understand the altitude, the atmosphere line center, everything through all levels of telewaving telecommunication positions, all right? This is all through TEL communication line centers of 500, okay? So it's the XT line, okay, 500. That's what you guys are going to start off with. It's a prototype, and I'm going to put you in your running programs, okay? So it's all about understanding what the flux capacitor is and how to use the console to its connections, all right? So we set up position locations. I'm just running through it quickly, all right? This is the diagram line center. This is how you use line connections, but you have to learn how to do these things. Your feet are planted on the ground. You don't use your feet. There's no clutch. There's no clutch. The clutch in position location is here. All right. The mind conception, if you want to change now, understanding how to use the throttle to its downshift locations. Right. So, like I said, everybody knows how to drive a standard. It's much easier for you. The confusion is you don't use the clutch. The clutch is here. Understand? So it's all understanding when you go through realms, and if you're changing channels and going through line signals or anything, position, you use the mind. If you want to open a concept, if you want to travel faster, you use the mind. All right. So if you want to go in position to acceleration, you go up, right? You go down, downshift, right? So you want to stop point system, right? It stops right away, and it just so it's just okay. So, and that's where you come in zigzag zoom, right? So you're thinking, wait a minute. So you're saying our teleportation units are basically a standard? Yes, they are. You have to understand why they go like this. Right? That's a sound. All right. Starting point positions, allocate position. All right. So it's set in sequence. So try to understand how to use the floor panel first. Don't go here, here, and here. So we're going to go through high line center of an L channel. High line center of an L channel, starting with the ground formations, going from this position to here. Okay, that calculations. All right. Okay, so let's get started. Let's travel X and timeline center position locations. Is everybody excited? Let's see how everybody's doing so far. All right. Downshift wind line center. I'm not traveling records of timing set yet. I know there's unstable position locations, but all right. So sentient, Tina, how you doing? Heather's going. Airbender, how you doing? Airbender, I'm loving the videos that you do. I'm loving the message that you send, coordinates, position locations. It's amazing how you track the information. Keep it up, my friend. Keep it up. It's fantastic. You're sending on TikToks. Vega is very pleased with that. The more you send out, the better everybody gets a better position how to get into school. But fantastic Airbender. Same with everybody else. I appreciate you guys putting up your videos on TikTok. It's all about humanity waking up to these things. All right, Lieutenant, how's it going? Christopher, how you doing? So it's important you guys don't miss class. Okay, you miss class, you won't be able to navigate your thoughts and turn them into teleportation units. So every time you get up in the morning, you're not using your thoughts, you're using your UFO. Remember that. It's very real. Absolutely, air is still trying to shake off. It's cold. Okay. Yeah, it fluctuates line centers, opposition, flux, passion, line condition, interference. Second command is here for you to understand because she's extremely informed with your energy cycles, your energy line centers, and rotation positions, leaking interference, position location. She understands all computer operation line centers. That's why she's second command. Now you guys are understanding what is position of Lotus. Lotus is a general in position location. All right. Third command. All right. Weather coordinates of communications. All right. All coding systems is extremely fast in line center. So it's all about understanding everybody is giving a title of defense. You use that through high position when you come to you using your vector cores. Remember I was talking about your security units? Yeah, make sure when you do that, especially when you're going to position locations. Going to planet line centers, you always have to identify your system, all right? So that's important you understand. All right. Okay, how's it going, Arlene? All right, very excited. Okay, let's see here. Well, we got a lot of new people here. Okay. All right, just whipping through here. I love it when you guys dock your information on TikTok. It's fantastic, you know. Intelligence is very happy about that. It's giving back to humanity. It's all about understanding the 369, the clocking system of diamond core, northwest, south, and east. Once you get in operation, then you start using your navigations. That's it. But your mind has to get out of the thoughts and get into teleportation units, has to get into telewaving, teleconnections, right? How to throttle and how to downshift. Okay, because what you guys are going to be doing is extremely real. So, you know, it's going to feel like you're going to feel like a milkshake. First time getting into a unit and say, whoa, where's the clutch? Where's the clutch? This is the clutch. Okay. This is the clutch. This is the travel. Understand? This is the audio. Okay. This is the perception. And this is the voice of command. All right. So voice command line center position. Okay. Throttle left, throttle right, force line connection, zip, zap, zang. You know, it's all positioned to its connections, right? A Z force position, high XL line center, XT1000 times pi. You understand why it's an teleportation unit. Okay. And the equals the 1,000. The 1,000 is the acceleration, right? Miles per second, not miles per. So that starts it. All right, so that's where it starts. That's where it starts. So be cautious when you. So the mind opens up, it line signals, and it the simulator. Okay, right through the simulator. See? All right. Okay, so you guys are going to go across the plains first. So you're going to go through the quantum fields. All right, so let's set up the program. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm traveling extremely fast, so I'm getting so many glitches here. My computer has the same position locations, right? Operation to its line center. Okay, so Lotus is going to be a little bit different now. So you guys are not going to be traveling through your thoughts. You have to learn how to travel through your units. And you'll have to start off with the T-line center 500, okay? All right. Markabus center, Mach speed per sec clarifications, highline center conditions. All right, run program location alliance, in position to location, operation go, calculation line center position, triangle line interference position, set up their simulators. Yeah, miles per second. Yeah, the TL line center position is 500. Put in teleportation unit line center rotations. Teleport them to 1 million past line center current locations of Lothians GREYS connection, interference position location, high position line center. Okay, line signal interference position line connection, all position line connections, high traffic position location line connections, line traffic interference positions, 1 million line center, pass connections, high position to current line center of Lothians GREYS, navigation line connection. All right, you guys are traveling extremely fast line center. Rotation interference positions. You're now connected to planet line center into the Lothians of its GREYS. They're going to show you through navigation line center. Run program sequence. All right, 40 minutes, have fun. Don't forget to drink your water. So you guys are in the Lothian position locations of the GREYS. They're going to help you out and navigate, put you in your, I set up the programs, I run the programs for you guys. So you're going to be up against planets, X-fighters, lasers, show you how to shoot fires back, you know, gives you everything you need to know. All right, so let me know what you guys are going through. Most important is saying how to throttle and downshift through your navigation units, right? So you're going to start off with the T-line centers of 500. Okay, coming in position X line center location. All right, have fun. Gravity belt placed in heart codes and now stabilize. Okay, great. Yeah, that's what you need. You definitely need that. You guys have never been in a UFO. See, when I travel you don't see the UFO, but now you see the UFO. Because every time you get up in the morning, you're going to see your teleportation units, your teleportations, your telecommunication, telewavings. You have to get into all levels of its phenomenon, of its AI. Okay, you start with the mind of thoughts, you get out of the equations, times pi times square, you come into the X line center, you come into all levels of T line 500, then you get into higher position locations of gear shifts to its location conditions, right? Traveling faster. So once you get into full cycle of 12, you go into higher level system of 24 line center. Okay. All right. Okay. So you're in a modulator, you're in a simuli. All right. Program setup, run programs for you guys in sequence. All right. You'll see planets. Be cautious because, it's just, you're okay when you're traveling. You have to learn how to use your flux capacitor and how it's all calculated, right? But because you can basically hit a planet, but that's okay. What happens is it just comes back and you get another life system, right? So it's set up like it is in space. So you guys have to learn because nobody really knows how to travel in space. I just teleport you guys, but you have to understand what you're doing when you're teleporting yourself through your navigations of your XT, your line centers of 500 all the way up to 12 locations. All right, they're all different line conditions. And then you can travel through all universal location conditions. All right, so we start with this position line conditions, right? How to use the flux capacitor channels, how to use all position locations, right? You got your coils, you got your compressor, you got your fluctuations, you got your wires. It's all about understanding how to navigate all through this, okay? So that's true. Understand when you come to calculations, you come in this positions, point center locations, right? Point center locations, right? Diamond core, okay? So it's all about understanding this and understanding that. So this is the inner line and this is the outer line, okay? So it's all about going, trying to find different ways of traveling, across system like conditions. You got line signal location and interference. That's matrix lines of atmosphere. It's all set up to simulation, okay? So it's going to be a lot of fun going through there. So run your programs and you're in your games now. Okay, my driving, okay, luckily I'm a natural race car driver. My whole graphing is different from this perspective. Wow, drink water. You have to drink lots of water, guys, yeah. You look so cool with your shades, brother. All right, so we got here, heart center recalibrate, amazing smooth transition now. Gray showing up in formation around Merkaba, heart center, communication, recognition, inner child. Communication, have fun, all mapping weather. Okay, glass top and saucer. Good morning. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Our program is illuminated and now it's in panel in front of me. Very good. Lightworker Queen, I need to begin to see all your videos from the beginning because I don't understand. I'm very confused. I'd be happy to code in your school, but I need to learn from your yeah, your perspective is already that through its equation. To understand everything through E equals MC squared. Everything through 369 and everything through your clocking system of your weather patterns of your diamond core. Okay. Once you get in that operations, you understand the Merkabas, your test recs, communication lines through its computer locations, operation system. Once you understand the tetrahedron of all travel locations, geometry line center, then you can get into navigations of your teleportation units. Right. But it's a process. So the GFLs and the rebellion are learning the first time how to throttle and downshift their position. So you remember only 3 days and it seems to make more sense. Well, that's it. Making more sense. Audrey, how's it going? Light workers of our perspective says trusting your hearts and imagination is where it begin. So don't get confused with your clutch, guys. There's no clutch on the floor. Okay, it's here. Your travel is here. Just remember that. That's why you see things and you hear things, right? And you come into your imagination, right? So, all right, let's see. I'm seeing my diamond core in such a bright, beautiful way. Rome wasn't built in a day. Traveling through my flux capacitor. Yeah. Yeah, radiant. Okay, Andrea, that's exactly what happens. Keep coming to class and it'll become naturally. Okay, but I get a lot of downloads in my head before I sleep. Oh, and wow, you have upgraded. You look more sparkly. All right, so it's true understanding when you come across the Lothians and Greys. All right, they're going to show you how to navigate to your consoles. Okay. So you know how when it comes into Xbox or PlayStation, where the console just has a reaction, it just like right? It's a reaction. Something happens. Well, it's reacting to you, right? Or basically, if you're sleeping in a car and you're going off a road ramp, and it's like it's telling you to wake up, you know, and that's why they have those ripples. You know, it's like right? You wake up, whoa, you know, it wakes you up. So that's all about being aware, right? When you're throttling and downshifting locations. So each of us have our own ingredients for the same recipe. Yep, exactly. Flux capacitors, slingshot. Yep. Truly understand how to use position locations, guys. Okay. See the dots? There's navigation. So it's kind of like it's like a car is standard where you have to understand all position locations. 1, okay, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Okay? It's the same thing, except you're doing it in the atmosphere. You start with the grounds first. You guys got to get in the T line center L rotation. So it's here, here, and here. All right? Here, here, and here. So once you're here, you're going faster in time position locations. You guys have to get into your clocking center at 12 positions. Right? You start off with your 5 speeders and you go into higher levels all the way up to 12. Right? Once you go into higher levels of clocking line center, you go faster through its diamond core line center rotation. But you have to send the navigations to its connections. All right? All right, traveling through the crystal and collecting the codes I put here. Okay, nice. Let's see. Oh, I'm traveling through all crystal and collecting. That's great. Yes, light worker, more to come. It's meditation in some ways to collect downloads. Light worker, are you journaling and it all? Yeah, write down your notes and anything form, getting your structures, getting your diagrams, getting to your graphs. You know, you can use your graphs. You can look over and see if you're going the right way. You know, there's planets here, planets there, things coming at you. It's all about understanding navigation of you, right? Because you're traveling real space. So when you come out of your thoughts, you come into your UFO position. You actually see it's inside. So it's the intergalactic system coming to you now, right? Space and time comes to you more, right? So the Lothians are going to show you how to navigate, okay, through its console and its mind system, okay? That's the only way you're going to learn. Okay, there's no clutch on the floor. Okay, you're not in the physical system. Okay, so everything through acceleration is here, right? So, all right, traveling. Okay, let's see here what we got. Dragonfly being ups, seeing spaceships. Manufacturing higher positionalized centers of locations. Yeah. They manufacture upgrade locations to all UFOs. Time sequencing all position locations, right? And then Vega sets up the digitalized center to your navigations to your consoles. So, all right. And a spaceship or wow. Just saw the Greys. You're doing perfect. I love. Yeah. Second's doing good. Veronica's a little bit weedy. She's seeing spaceship. She's kind of freaked out. Don't worry about it. It's real what you're seeing. You just have to understand once you get into your navigations, everything will come into sequence, right? So your running program is all set up. The Lothians or the Greys are going to show you how to navigate through the mind. Okay. All right. Traveling to the heart center, Greys now communicating heart center, having fun, incredibly fast mind and heart center communication vectors now. So you guys got to get into your fingers. identification, 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 identification. This is identification. This is identification. This is identification. All identification line conditions all through your levels of your console. All right. It's a navigation spinner. Now, it's true to understand how to use these two calculations. Very fantastic when you go to higher levels of clocking center. I was just trying to understand position locations, right? It's a basic understanding, you know, how you use all gear shifts and you use all positions, RPMs, you know, the connections of sound barriers, how fast is the vehicle going, right? So you have to be cautious because you're going to feel like a milkshake. It's like, whoa, whoa, right? Boom, back up, right? So make sure you know what you're doing. So it's all about understanding the PlayStation, right? Up, down, cross, you know, there's gadgets at the side, there's gadgets underneath. So it's all about understanding how to use your fingers for travel, right? And when you get into higher levels, you use your both hands for navigation. It's a lot more fun because now you can go into higher levels of acceleration, right? So you can use two flux capacitors instead of just one line center. So everything has its ground rotation to position, which is its Merkaba, its base. And then you come to your calculation, your tesseract to your tetrahedrons, right? So. No, don't stand up, guys. No, don't stand up. All right. You lose all motivation signals. All right. No, they're not. They're very friendly. All right. There's all different types of grays. Okay. So there's all positions of 25,000 gray centers. Okay. So there's 25,000 planets of grays. 25,000 planets of grays. So the ones you're communicating are the ones that manufacturing UFOs. They upgrade the cycles and rotations to all levels to your console. So it's true to understand how to set up the operation cycles to its rotation interference, but you really have to understand how to throttle and downshift its position. So, all right. So happy, yeah. Using a chakra before I'm traveling. This is way beyond the mind, guys. So you go higher levels of the mind, you get out of your thoughts, you go right into your units. It's fantastic. So you go into your vessels, into your vehicles, and you can stay in your phenomena. Whoosh! 1138 in relation clocking. Got a download yesterday. One line center, one activation, 3 connections to all levels, 8. 8 is infinity cycle coming into 9 circles. So that's a new retrospect location of a new division timeline center. So when you come into 8, that is the infinity of teleportation communications, right? So 8 comes into 9. 9 is a new location coming into the new clocking center. That goes to acceleration line conditions where you come into all levels of XT L 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 times square times pi. 1 plus 1 equals 3, right? 1 plus 1 equals 300. 1 plus 1 equals 3,000. 1 plus 1 equals 3 million. All right. So that's how it works with acceleration. But you have to understand your consoles of your navigations, guys. All right. Of your clocking system. So, because you guys have never seen a UFO, you've never been inside a UFO because I teleport you. So now you have to get into seeing what you're doing, right? Actually see yourself inside, know how to navigate and travel in time, right? So, all right. Recalibrating, shifting, warp speed, learning how new foundations, upgrades, heart sounds, understanding in a multidimensional, translucent, seamless interface integration. So as one is infinity, seeing you all in V. We're all laughing. Am I driving? Oh, I'm seeing the grays. They're showing me the dark gray. Planet almost black. Yeah. Yeah. But the lack of being complete void shows that can be helped and come back to the love. Yeah. While you're in 1 million line center rotation in the past into the current line center. And this is why it makes it real. This is not reference of position locations, seeing things in the past. This is a reference of seeing everything through the past of its current, which puts you in the now center. Okay. Allocate time position to its location. That's to understand how you go through high lines of acceleration, but you have to understand your clocking centers of digital codings. So they're showing me how to travel there and back with B and C. Very good. Second command. Nice. Shift is very ergonomic. Yeah, it actually fits into my body even when I move. It's all structured. You guys are all different levels of sizes, so it fits right in. You have your gravitational belts. Okay, it's like a seat belt, right? You're strapped in. Okay. So I recommend you guys get with your consoles first, how to use your navigations first before you stand up. Because when you're standing up and you're going through your units, it's complicated because your body's going to shift this way, it's going to shift this way, right? Because you no longer are in the thoughts now. Your thoughts are teleportation units. They're telewaving, telecommunication, and that's how they see you through light now. You have to understand the consoles of navigation to its clocking through all digital framing, right? Especially when you communicate to highline centers of Vega. That's important you have to understand, but you have to understand your fluctuation channels and its location to its interference. Okay? That's the most important you have to understand through connections, right? Off through fluctuation. The atmospheres, the altitude levels, the flux capacitor, the compressors, the pistons, the pressure, right? Miles per second, right? So once you guys understand your navigations, you can go faster and faster and faster. If I feel you're fitted to go faster, I will uprise your positions of your teleportation units to your clocking system. Okay? So, all right. So this is fantastic stuff we're seeing right now. You guys are getting a full wind cycles here. Okay, user do so let's see. Heart codes are flowing from our heart center, fingertip codes, whoosh. Okay, Gray is pointing out the features of the vehicle, kind of like a car. Sales. Did you see me, Vortex? Did you see me? I stopped there and then I went like that. Do you see that? That's a see again. See, stop. Release. You see that? Did you see that? I stopped and I released. That's the navigation I'm talking about, how it affects everything to the physical line center, how I'm able to release, right? So this is where it comes into more of your consoles, right? And this is where it comes into levels of you through travel. So you have to be careful. So it's important to just sit down when you're going to go through all levels, right? Once you get into high information line center, you can get in standing positions and you can go through all levels of the atmospheres to its altimeters, to its pressures and its compression, to its flux capacitor. All right. So it's all done through acceleration. Recalibrate shifting warp speed. You've got it in the position locations. Yeah. They're showing me how to travel there and back without being seen. Yep. Invisibility. Yeah. Cloak and dagger. Mm-hmm. Weird feeling pressure change inside the cabin faster I go. Awesome. Let's see. Understand where I am at in my journey. Yeah. Heart center. Program sequence. Warp speed of mind. Heart zenith. Warp speed. Transmission. Incredible stillness. Heart center. Incredible relation and communication. Complete trust. Yeah. It's a lot of fun because you guys are seeing your units now. All right. Loops threading needs between the narrows and patches. They have breach and security. They're showing me how my heart can go through them. My heart is connected to the codes that are off. So fun, Joe. All clocking systems have collapsed now. I have full control. Wowza said to look at the spaceships like wings. Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. Try to look at it as like wings, right? But be cautious. You don't want to hit it too far. Because remember, you're going 500 miles per second, guys. On a clocking system of 12, that's extremely fast. Not miles per hour, miles per second. So be cautious on, whoa, what you're doing, right? All right. Janet's balancing. Okay, great. Yeah, it's very trippy. Yeah. Okay, second command. I see lots of those gel ships off. Okay, you're doing moving faster. Yep. In position to connections. All right. Let's go see Donna. It's great to see everybody. Just back phrasing here. You guys have to get comfortability in your units. Brandu, how you doing? I know there's a lot of interference and everything's fine now, right? Because you guys are on the planets now of Lothian, right? It's the Lothian planet of the Greys. Okay, it's the Lothian Greys, right? They are the navigators. Okay, they set you up position, location, and manufacturing. They are the operating system locations. Every planet knows every planet's every intelligence. Okay. What you're seeing. It's really important to understand. We got a bit of interference here. Release line position location. Once you know how. Yeah, this is so much fun. Gray's cracking me up. We're doing loop de loop, threading the needle behind the narrow passengers. They have braid, yeah. Excellent. All clocking systems have collapsed now and have full control, yeah. Mm-hmm. Your joy, exuberant, is making you laugh. And let it flow, yeah. Huh. Okay, now I'm building another ship. They're showing me how easy it is to build a ship. Well, I put you on the planet of the Lothians, right? So 1 million years in the past in the current line connection. You guys can't be in the past in 1 million years. Why? Because you understand identification locations of physical line center. It will confuse the anomaly and it'll switch the opposite position location to its computer system. So it's mostly understand past of its current or path of its past. There's a big difference there. When you travel, you have to understand your alignments, and it's all done through navigations of your console. Okay. So I'm seeing a clocking as my navigation of flux. Got codes 25, 38. So I'm seeing my sun at 2 and moon at 5, 3 at 8. These are shape formations for travel. Yep. Showing me circle for 3. Yeah, exactly. So, okay. What's your experience you're going through here, Lieutenant Amber? All position location, Highline Center, Airbender. That's a true understanding when you travel the rest of the time centers, guys. All right, truly know what you're doing through navigation. All right, but it's amazing when you see the flux capacitor, all levels of the TLC 500s. You come into the XT line center. The X, see the X, see the X, see the times pi, see the fluctuation line center, all positions to Orion's belt, past, present, future. That's the line signal to your tracker location. It's the operation to your navigations, to its console. Okay? That's how you travel through the atmosphere lines, the altimeters, locations, and everything through all positions of communication. Right? All right. Wow. New spaceship and new and ready. Wait, are those red and blue lights behind me? I'm being pulled over by the Galactic Police Force. That's funny. New ship ready for flight. I know I'm supposed to wait, but I'm giving it a trial run. Aurora XT 3500. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once you understand, you get identifications of, you guys name your cars, right? Well, we name our ships. in position to Aurora XT 3500. So downloads of all beings, heart center, golden downloads, complete all angelic, each having 13 wings of galaxies, magnificent new mapping weather, clocking systems, heart center down. See, when you see these things and just teleport, it's a big difference. Big difference when we travel. You travel, but you don't see the navigation. You don't see the UFO. You don't see the intergalactic connections inside. So when you start seeing these things and you go into the mind, you're no longer in your thoughts. You're in your communications of teleportation units. So just remember, the clutch is not down here. Okay? The clutch is not here, right? The clutch is here. So it's the same, it's pretty much the same. You just have to understand direction. So if you throw it up, you know, you go position, right? Down, up, you know, down. So it's all in position of 5, right? When you go into higher level system, when you go into Aurora 3500, it's a totally different navigation, right? So you come more into off the system locations of an L shape, you come into positions to a diamond core line center. So it's all position of youth navigation, right? All right. Everything's a learning process. Throwing the brother, you're doing amazing. I see they're bouncing, processing the codes are coming in. Pride of ownership to evidence. I'll put in the weights. Yes, they're so excited to show off the new ships. Yeah. Okay, thanks. They're ringing such. I feel the movements. I need to paint more structure. Yeah. Open up communications there, Airbender. Just high position locations to your console. Get into more of the mind. Get out of your thoughts and get into all seeing of a UFO. So you got to, this is how it is. When you connect your thoughts, don't think of them as thoughts. Think of them as a UFO. Don't think of it as a word. Your word is your UFO. So it's to understand how to structure all levels of your paragraph line connection, right? I got very confused, right? When I connected with the Lothians. I'd say, no, right? Because I was the captain, right? And I would say, you know, you're a captain in interference position, going to fluctuation line centers. Don't use calculations to all levels of thoughts. Just use your pattern line center position, location, teleportation line connection. That's all I had to do. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, let me do that again. So when I was connecting to that line center, let's go and allocate position locations. High position to high center locations. Let's go into the. Very simple, very easy. All right. Now, that is just a word. This is just a word, right? But you have to understand each letter is a UFO. It's traveling. It's traveling. So this becomes this. It's no longer this. It's no longer a word. It's teleportation. And when you see the units, you see it in all calculations to its position. All right? And then you get into all levels of your YV vector line center locations of your travel extent time, right? Understand your consoles, right? That's a true understanding of the position location. See it? See? It's all the way set up to the location. Trying to understand how to travel through it is its position. There it is. Hoo-ah. All through flux capacity line channel locations of the. So this is the equation to this formula. Understand? Hoo-ah. So it's a lot more fun when you do it at position locations. You don't use your thought direction of timers anymore. You use it as a UFO. You see it as a UFO. You are a UFO. You're no longer your thoughts anymore. All right? So you got to switch the mind console. Right? Get out of the car reference. Get out of the physical of everything. That's the only way you could travel through your UFOs. And make sure your lights are on, right? Make sure your lights are on or can't travel. You need lights on, okay? Because it has to have direction line condition structure location of the sun and the moon. If you're outside, it doesn't matter because the sun and moon already is inside you. But the light center has to understand position because I'm looking at the flux capacitor right here. right? And that's how I'm traveling so fast. And that's the connection right now, because you can't see outside, right? You can't see outside. It's extremely powerful. And you see me traveling. That's a true understanding. That's the balance of everything, right? The more you travel faster, the more you have control of your console. All right. Okay, you gotta go to work. Okay, take Veronica out of Communications Navigation Line Center. Take her out of the simuli. Yeah, take her right at running program location interference position Lothians connections. 1 million track line center positions all over the Greys. Done. There you go. Veronica's out. The reason why I snap my fingers is basically it takes you back. That's what it does. You guys got to get in your weather patterns, acceleration line interference. You have to understand sound at all levels, because that's how they recognize you through your consoles. Navigation interference line conditions, right? Total operation to position of center. Flux capacitor down, flux capacitor up. Okay? So Drew007.aw. Don't forget the 007.aw@gmail.com. Yeah. All UFOs are multidimensional, line communication heart center flashing forward through center heart downloads. All the potential information communication system downloads. Good to know. Lights on. Yes, you need lights on, that's for sure. Yes, we need our lights. They're everything. Well, General. Like warning the cosmic breath. You have to sound barriers of different UFOs that go by. There's so many different positions, right? So it's like pinging things like weather is everything through coordinates. You don't just use your console, you use your weather, right? You want to communicate with higher line centers of anything, UFO line positions or anything sonar through audio line center locations. The more you channel to higher, the more you come into the inner and outer line position, comes into all frequency locations, right? So it's understanding sonar, it's understanding gamma, it's understanding radioactive, it's understanding radiation. It's all about understanding everything through calculation. What's that mean? That is a code, just through weather. It's all through navigations of my console. All right. Getting my weather system forecast. Very good. Anybody else want to let go? Let me know. I'll take you out. Recalibrating heart center. Yeah. Mapping, weathering, clocking, ascension. So General Lotus, it's weird to say you see your general, especially because you're my bigger brother. That's hilarious. In position locations, so understand your third command, right? But you have to get into all positions, how to get in your breathing now. Everybody's got to get into the breathing if you want to travel through your positions. Your consoles has to recognize your finger points. So you got to learn how to set up your own identification connections. So you can navigate all levels of Aurora, a 3500 or an XT1000 or an XT line 500 position of speed line connections. You start with your low speeders and then you go to higher level positions. You have to stand the track line center of the clocking location positions of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once you get to 12, you come into 24. So 12 and 24 come into one console. Simultaneously in one compilation, but you gotta get into that position. So your throttles and your downshift positions. All right. And how it goes from how they travel, right? So All right. Every day is a different day. It was a bit of a rough day yesterday. Connecting with the draconians. You know how it's amazing when I saw Lieutenant Airbender's video. It was saying, yeah, they smell like sulfur. You know, that's detail. That's detail. Full armor gear reptilians. Full armor gear reptilians. And smelling like sulfur and slime. Where's it coming from? Location. So you know they're there. You know you're there. You wouldn't know you were there if I just put you in the past. That's an audio signal location. It's just reference position of past. But I put you guys in the past release. See that? Past release, right? That's amazing. So I'm stopping position location. It's all navigations, right? Slowing time, speeding up time. Okay. Or acceleration to its position of time. Cross signals and all level rotation. So it's amazing how you go from here and out, right? So it's very powerful when you do this, right? So when you go into the past of its current, you're in the now of you in your physical line. So you're seeing everything in the now position of the past. And that's how they recognize you. And that's how you can smell, you know, you can taste it, you can see it, and what it looks like 500,000 years in the past of its current, right? So, all right. This is fun. Okay, love, Brian, sending you pink and green. I'm super late, but wanted to jump on. Taryn, how you doing? Yeah, if you're late, you can watch back. But remember, every single time you don't go live on my channel, you're going by yourself. Okay, prepare for that because you're going to go through all position locations, but you have to be in 80 line center. All right, not position locations. Anything through 15 line center, you're getting position locations. You'll see the coloration lights, but you won't see the detail of its connections of its UFO. Right? You have to be at a certain level of vibration to connect to these things. Okay, it's all through your clocking system of time. All right. So, all right. I see flowing through, brother. You're doing amazing. I see you're balancing and processing. The codes are coming. Welcome. Pride of ownership, evident all pulling out weight. You guys are so excited to show them. Let's see the conditions. He's the proudest. Yeah. Now all communications, rainbow, spectrum, father, some mother, and colors. So better communications when you get in your navigation centers. How do you get it into your fluctuation channels, location to your clockings, right? All right. So you really, really don't want to start missing classes now. Okay, because it's going to be a little more complicated because now your thoughts are changing into your teleportation units. Right. So every time you go to class and you go through positions, this is what you wake up to, not this to this. See? All right. So it comes in that positions, but you have to understand the controlling system, how it operates, right? I'll show you a very powerful, it was on YouTube. Show you the picture of the console, what it looks like. Now it comes in different patterns and different colorations of time. Your thought records of time design comes to everything through acceleration of time. So to understand this through calculations, this is your console through connection. That's your console. That's the operation. You have to learn how to use it, right? These are planet location line centers, but you have to use the dot line position rotation, use the metro line interference, rotation to its grid line connection. So it's like going into your phone and seeing all levels of the circuitry line center of its panel to understand how to travel through it, through its connection, all right? So clocking systems and consoles have aligned and now illuminated. Good. Symbols is coming out on the paper word symbols. It gets easier because second command's in 114, right? But you guys are learning for your first time how to navigate. All right. Okay. Amazing transformation once I clear negative line center. Inside your heart, you see the hands. Yep. The images. Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually, when you go to higher level system, you actually see the console. You actually see the graph of the circle, and you see the flux capacitor, and you see all channel locations. All right. So you don't have to be really flexible, but you have to get in position to its locations here, here, and here. That's a flux capacitor. Center is positioned with you through acceleration to channel. That image is our brain, General. Yeah, your brain comes into all levels of computer. So you're coming out of the mind of thoughts and coming into your computer operation of your navigations. Right? That's what happened with me. I had to wake up to these things every single day and realize, whoa, my thoughts are UFO now. So every single time you are creating thoughts, you're traveling through your units and you say, whoa, okay, I'm seeing it now. This is crazy. You actually see it and you see the intelligence. So if you need help, just connect with the Lothians because you're there now. So you can connect now. But you have to send identification codes, right? Because they're not on that planet location in the past. They're always in different positions. That's a security measure. So there's never in the same position location of a planet, even if it's in the past, present, or future. They're always shifting around through teleportation, right? So it's all about line signaling every planet simultaneously, everything through calculations. So if you want to connect with the Lothians or the Greys, or you want to connect with the oppositions, high positions to the Draconians or like conditions, you have to use the planet line center in that 24-hour sequence. You can't do it the next day because they move to another direction. All right. So, yes, thoughts are UFO. Yep. That's what they turn into. That's what they turn into. Yeah. Sending you a green new car, smell like things on the dash. Yeah. UFOs thought you. That's exactly what it is, Commander Joe. That's exactly what it is. So if you want to structure that, you can screenshot it. Give you a better position line conditions. Let's start off with all levels, traverse and time center, or how you run a program. How you run a program through the XTL500 run program. All right. So it's all about understanding what you're doing. What are you doing through connections? You come into your flux capacitor. All right. When you come into all positions of your navigations of weather, how to travel through it. See how it's operated. Diamond core. See the shield, right? Zigzag across. See the X4 times pi. See the space in between through the clocking center, right? So you start off with the 5-gear shift and you're working way up to 12. So this will give you a better understanding how to travel through direction of time center. Oh, hold on a sec, guys. Water boys are here. Dos! Sorry about that. They come every Monday, so I can't miss it. I just see the red truck out there, right? And I put it right in the front. So don't want to miss that. So it's amazing when you get into all levels and when you see in higher levels of intelligence, how you can go into higher levels of telewaving, telecommunications, and tele-energy line centers, all positions to your tetrahedrons of shapes. Now you understand how powerful it is to get into your 369s. To your clocking system. It's fantastic, isn't it? Terry's loving it. See the background? See? Interest in chatting with you. I missed you early, okay? Yeah, Ariana, if you want to go to higher level system, you want to get past the 50 line center, go with the high line center at 369, get in your clocking system, northwest, south, and east. I'll move you up, upgrade your line center positions. They show me to tap my heart and calibrate. Craft turning all lights inside. That's cool. Okay, overthinking my head at pressure. Yeah. So Airbender, it's all about understanding when you get into pressure is to recalibrate your console, right? So what do you do when you stop your car? You go back in center, right? It's a gear shift. You're driving a car, you stop with the clutch, right? And you go back into the center. That releases the head pressure to its navigation signal. So you're telling the mind of what's going on. See, the problem is you guys have to get out of thoughts. You guys have to wake up to the mind of its teleportation. Right? And then you come into the intergalactic system locations. Yeah. Yes, I do have 369 videos. Commander Jill set up a very powerful structural system, how to go through it. 5 applications, right? Going through 369, very basic. It's very professional, very well done. It tells you everything through Digitalized Center, how to go through it. And then you go through the clocking system. You have to go through your clocking system of diamond core, north, south, and east. Once you get into that positions, then you go into higher levels of programs. Okay, but you have to learn how to go through the Merkaba, the Tesseract, the tetrahedrons of U, the geometry line center operation of directions, how to travel through its navigations, okay, of your console. Okay. Yes, their Lothians are position locations, right? But you have to understand there's so many grays, right? So you're not connected to the Archons, all right? You're connected to the Lothians. They are the navigators, right? They manufacture UFOs. All right. Been doing some fantastic videos. Yep. Communications Heart Center. I want to see all your videos that you do on TikTok. I will duet them. Okay. Please share your stories with Dawn, Lieutenant Dawn. Very powerful when she's connecting to the Vortex Bridge of Babylon. That was fantastic. I want you to really get into the expression. Today is more navigations to your console, how to travel through your clocking system, okay, through your TL, okay, 500s. Then you come into your X line center. The X is positioned to weather times pi times square, box center, okay, square root. So that's a Trinity standing coming that calculations, right? So once you get into that modification signal, everything starts making sense how to go through it. But your minds change into all levels of its teleportation, right? So you come into the X, right? Now this is the X of positions and locations to the T. See the XT? Now this is where it comes into high channel location, right? See how it comes into higher levels? So your console changes is fluctuation to its clock line center. So it comes into higher levels of its connection, right? So once you come into that positions, you always start off the ground line center. You always come into the power recognition of time, and you come into the magnetic highway information system to its location, right? So everything that you do in life is what? Traveling. It's all about traveling through all levels of you through your flux capacitors. Okay? So it's all about position locations and where are you going through weather, right? You're going around, right? You're going around, right? And then you can go back the other way, right? So once you come into that positions, you come into all of the systems, you put everything all together into your diamond core position location, right? North, west, south, and east, right? Right? So that comes in position locations. You cross signal to its line center. See, you start with the 369 location. 3, 6, 9. Right? Once you come into that, you come into 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay? Once you come into that, you come into your full clocking system. Navigations, 12. Position locations. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. All done. Right? You see how it's set up now? That's how it's set up. That's how it's set up. Okay? Now, this is true understanding. Allocate position of time center. How to use the flux capacitor, how to use the 369 to travel, how to use the 369 and 12 of travel, how to use your clocking system of 12, how to use your clocking system of 24. Okay? That's a true understanding. How fast are you going through your console? All right? So you have to understand the grounds, very basic. Start sitting, and when you understand more, you can start standing, right? But if you want to travel, make sure your lights are on in the house. Okay? Because it has to have its connection to its sun of light and its moon of its program. Okay? So when you're finished, as soon as I turn the lights off, you guys will come back. See? Lights are off. You're back where you are. And that's how it works. See? Everything's connection. But it's basically understanding this, the equation, guys, how to travel through it, right? That's a basic understanding. Traveling through that, right? Very basic. 369, and 12, your clocking system, all through the grounds, power of the atmospheres, all through navigation of your flux capacitor. Hooah. All right. Yep, that's exactly what it is, second command. Yes, it's a 24-hour. We see the other side of the clocking system. You have a 12-line center, and you have 24 on the back, but you put the 12 and the 24 in together, right? And that's how you signal location, position, line conditions, all through your fluctuation. All right. You come into this position. See, one goes one way, one goes the opposite way. So let's try to understand how to use all level systems to its atom line center. Okay. There's your 369, right? There is your diamond core. See it? You come into position. I'm just showing you how to set up the clocking. 12, 3, 6, and 9. Once you come into the 9, it comes into a new clocking system into 24. So basically understand 12 times 1 equals 12,000. Okay? 12,000. So it's all about understanding how to use your navigations to your signals and which way you're going. Are you going forward or are you going back? Doesn't matter. What matters is you have to understand the operation of 3, 6, and 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9, 12 to 12, 24, to all level position 2 navigation signal to its clocking system. All right. A lot to learn. All right, so you felt the landing. Oh, Sentient, Rebellion Alliance. Yeah. She can help you out. See, it's different when you see things, when you're actually inside, actually seeing what it looks like. So change your mind thoughts and you be in your teleportation units. All right. So I think that's it. Fantastic traveling, guys. There's a lot of work that needs to be worked through the first class line center locations, getting position, location, navigation to its connections, right? But it was fantastic seeing you guys traveling through all levels of navigations of the Lothians and the Greys. All right. I'll be heading over to TikTok very soon. Okay. Questions or comments? Let me know. Adios.